Hi, I'm Shelley Wood, and this is my tiny sewing room where I make doll clothes sewing videos. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a pair of high-waisted pants or jeans that will fit 15-inch dolls like the vintage velvet doll and any similar sized dolls. Before we begin though, please go to my website shelleywood.com to download 3 free printable PDF sewing patterns. There's one back piece, one front pants pattern without a fly, and one pants front pattern with a fly. There's a helpful link in the description below this video on YouTube. Use your patterns to cut out all the pieces shown here. Lay one pants front piece on top of a pants back, keeping right sides together. Sew these together along the out seam. So that means you'll start your seam at the waist and then sew down the length of the pants to the bottom. Carefully clip along the outside of this seam, like you see me doing here. Of course, I'm moving this along rapidly, but you want to go slowly. Lay the other pants front on top of the other back piece, and again keep those right sides together. And once again, sew along this out seam just like you did with the other ones. Clip this seam and then press your seam open. In fact, you need to press both pants pieces that you've made so far. Lay one pant leg on top of another, once again keeping those right sides together. Make sure your trapezoidal notches match up and sew the back crotch like you see here. Clip this seam as well, and that's what I'm doing here. Again, you want to go slowly so you don't accidentally cross over your seam. Now your pants or jeans are going to look something like this. Open them up and press the crotch. Make sure you have cut a bit of the no-fly front where it says clip to hem on the pattern. Fold back the top part of this front crotch and pin it in place, then fold the top of the pants one time and then a second time for a double fold hem. We're going to use a whip stitch to hem the no-fly front, which has a single fold hem, and then whip stitch all along the top of the pants, which is going to have a double fold hem. Okay, so here's my single fold crotch hem where I'm doing the no-fly front of the crotch, and then I single fold and then I double fold, and now I continue to hem using whip stitch along that waistline. And you can always pause the video for a minute, kind of look at in detail what I'm doing here. When you arrive at the fly front side of your pants, you want to use a single fold hem to hem the fly. And to achieve the fly's real roundness, I recommend that you clip around the base while you're hemming, and you'll see me do that in this next video piece. So I'm going to go kind of slow so you can see what I'm doing here. So finish off your top hem and then fold once. Like you see here, I'm starting to whip stitch around that fly front. Now I grab my little snippers and I put a couple of snips right at the bottom to create that roundness as I go. Now as I am whip stitching, I'm folding under those clipped areas, just giving them a little bit of a fold. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of out of the center of the camera. Just a little bit, but I think you can still see what I'm doing here. There we go. Now you should have a hem along the whole top area, as well as the fly and the no-fly fronts. Here's how it looks from the wrong side. Fold the pants as shown with right sides together. See this crotch that still has a raw bit of fabric? You want to sew along this crotch until it meets the fly. Now your pants or jeans are going to look like this. Clip this half-sized crotch seam. Again, be very careful not to cross your sewing line, your seam. Flip the pants upside down like you see here and fold the bottom of one pant leg once and then a second time. Okay, so we've got our pants folded together like this, and then we bring up one pant leg, we fold it once and then a second time. And your pattern has a guide for this hem. You want to make sure you follow that guide so your hem doesn't bring up the pants to make them too short. Whip stitch to hem along this fold's edge, following the hem guide on that pattern. Only hem one pant leg at this time. We'll get to the other one later. Bring your crotches together like you see me doing in this next video clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hemmed pant leg and I'm going to fold it in half like this, bringing the crotches together. Stitch the pants inseam from the hemmed pant leg, up the pant leg to the crotch, across the crotch, and then part way down the other leg. You want to stop sewing at about where the knee of the unhemmed leg is. Open up this unhemmed pant leg and double fold hem this pant leg with a whip stitch, just like you did with the other one. So here I am looking at my pants. I've got one hemmed pant leg and one not hemmed. I'm going to take that not hemmed pant leg, fold it once, fold it a second time, and then begin hemming this one. And as you hem, you want to make sure that your hem is the same length on both ends. Finish stitching the inseam from the knee to the recently made hem. Invert the pants or jeans, which is what I'm doing here, and mine are pretty big, so I don't need to use a chopstick. Sometimes for smaller dolls I do use a chopstick to help with inverting. Add a couple of snaps to the fly front, and if you need a little help sewing snaps on fabric, I actually have a tutorial for that. Just look in the description below. Now you're ready to try the pants or jeans on a doll. For more free, printable PDF sewing patterns that will fit dolls of many shapes and all different sizes, please remember to visit my website, shelleywood.com.
What if there was an easy way to take a big doll pattern and resize it to fit a little doll, or vice versa? I'm Shelley Wood, the doll clothing designer, and in my pattern alteration class, I'm going to share with you my resizing formula.
Pattern alteration is when you take a pattern that you already own and you make changes to it. Let's say a dress doesn't fit your doll quite right. I'll show you how to create a gusset to extend the dress's bodice. Along the same lines, I'll show you how to use a doll's body measurements to lengthen and shorten shirt sleeves, and to recreate the pants patterns you already own so they will fit dolls of different shapes and sizes. Following my instructions, you'll learn how to reshape, dresses and skirts, making them fuller or less full depending on the look you're going for. With this collection of more than 40 videos, you'll use my measurement guide and dozens of tips and tricks to create a full wardrobe for the doll or dolls of your choice.
I invite you to join me. We are going to have so much fun.